You can see how busy the intersection is and how vulnerable little children can be in crossing the street.
Now at 5, a crossing guard and a child hit by a car. See how the elderly woman, now in the hospital, likely saved the young girl's life. Plus, bracing for another storm, rain and snow taking aim at parts of Utah. See when the weather will take a turn and the dangers that you need to be aware of. And Utah's dire drought, the governor taking the lead on ways to save water. We're breaking down the roadmap that could benefit generations to come.
Live, we're there for you. ABC 4 News at 5 starts now.
And good evening, I'm Emily Flores.
And I'm Glenn Mills. Thanks so much for joining us. Tonight we're preparing for another major incoming storm. The first sign, strong winds battering the Wasatch Front. If you've been outside, you know what we're talking about. Those winds shaking trucks on highways, knocking down tree branches, even shutting down ski resorts. Brighton and Alta telling visitors to head back down the mountain because the powerful winds could threaten the safety of lifts. Meanwhile, Snowbird and Solitude limiting their operations. Snowbird down to 1 lift and warning about conditions moving in later tonight.
All right, not that note, let's head right over to first look at the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Alana Brophy.
An active day, Alana.
Wicked winds, and we have been seeing it throughout the day, and this is the precursor to this storm that is going to drop accumulating snow. We start with that live look at our colonial flag here at the ABC4 studios, and you can see the winds just whipping. Southerly flow cranking the temperature, sitting at 52 degrees, very mild for the start of December with plenty of cloud cover out there. It's not going to stay mild. Changes on the way. Highest wind gusts coming out of Salt Lake International, 43 miles per hour. Check out the western side of the state. Very strong winds, and we knew that would be the case. The wind advisory upgraded to a high wind warning for a portion of West Desert, and that's going to hold until 1 a.m. So we know these wind gusts are holding on as we get through the next several hours, and as we add precipitation to the mix, things could get dicey. Also extending the wind advisory to the southeastern portion of the state. This is all ahead of the approaching cold front. This front is organized. It means business, and it's going to move into the Beehive State. We saw increasing clouds ahead of it, which you noticed throughout the day, picked up here on the satellite. The front is knocking on the door, and it wants to move in, and it's bringing a decent amount of precipitation. So much so, our winter storm watch has now become a winter storm warning. Yes, this includes valleys and mountains. We're going to talk about the expected accumulations and the areas that will be hardest hit coming up in my full forecast in just a few moments. Glenn, Emily, back to you.
All right, Alana, thank you. We do want to let you know that here at ABC4, we are preparing for all-out weather coverage for you as we get ready for this major snowstorm. Now, we'll be monitoring and even venturing out in these conditions. Tune in tonight and in the early morning hours so you know exactly what to expect before you head outside. And a crossing guard is in the hospital after possibly saving an 11-year-old girl's life. It was yesterday afternoon in Orem. The crossing guard was hit by a car while helping students across the street.
ABC4's Jordan Burrows talking to the Alpine School District and police to figure out exactly what happened here. Jordan, what are you finding out?
I mean, Glenn and Emily, depending how you look at it, this could be a story of heroism. Police tell us that the crossing guard was in the middle of this crosswalk here when they say that she stepped in front of an 11-year-old girl as that car was coming to hit them. Now, this is under investigation, so we are not sure if this is accidental or intentional, but we know this intersection has been busy all throughout the afternoon and now into the evening. Police tell us that the driver told them that they didn't see the 62-year-old woman in the middle of this crosswalk here, the crossing guard, and the 11-year-old girl. This is at 400 South and 400 West, just 1 block away from Orem Elementary School. It happened near Orem Elementary School. You can see the spray paint in the middle of the street. That's where a 62-year-old crossing guard potentially saved an 11-year-old girl's life. It was around 4 p.m. when the Orem Elementary student was crossing the street. The crossing guard, the 62-year-old woman, was doing her job when a car, according to Utah Highway Patrol, was going west on 400 South and was trying to make a left-hand turn and go south on 400 West. They add the turn was being blocked by the crossing guard at the time of the crash. And just looking at this intersection, you can see how busy the intersection is and how vulnerable little children can be in crossing the street in these locations. So it's so important with busy intersections like this for these individuals to help these kids get to and from school safely every day. The child was taken to the hospital for minor injuries. The crossing guard, according to the Utah Highway Patrol, has severe injuries. Sergeant Roden says everyone should be thankful this woman was in the right place at the right time.
It is a good reminder for us to be paying attention, limit any potential distractions so that we're aware of what's going on around us.
We reached out to the Alpine School District for comment. They told us, quote, "Our thoughts are with the crossing guard and student who were both hit near Orem Elementary School yesterday. Fortunately, both individuals are recovering. Counselors have been available at the school for any students, including those who witnessed the incident. We encourage careful observance while driving, especially near schools and in neighborhoods." Sergeant Roden says this year has been particularly tragic due to the record number of pedestrian fatalities. Although nobody died in this crash, it's a reminder for drivers to keep both eyes on the road. It was business as usual today here at 400 South and 400 West in Orem. We saw a crossing guard helping several students cross the street today. We also spoke to neighbors, one of which said she feels like this street here has gotten a little dicey since they installed some bike lanes into here at 400 South and 400 West. Reporting live in Orem, Jordan Burrows, ABC 4 News.
All right, thank you, Jordan. We are learning more about an 11-year-old police say died after being hit by a car yesterday. We brought you the story as breaking news. Now, that accident at 21st East and 13th South near Bonneville Elementary shut down roads. Police say a 6th grader was crossing the road near her school when tragedy struck. The driver, we're told, was a 47-year-old, is cooperating with investigators. A memorial at the crash site growing bigger with flowers to mourn this lost friend, teammate, and student.
An alarming discovery in a University of Utah bathroom. A student finding a hidden camera taped under a sink. This in an all-gender, single-stall restroom at the Student Life Center. That's where students and faculty can go to work out, climb, and swim. The camera prompting a building-wide search, which led police to a second camera in the basement-level bathroom. And tape, they say, could have held up a third camera in yet another single-person bathroom. Students say it is concerning.
It's kind of a shocker to think that someone would do something like that, and there's like a possibility that we could have been the ones inside.
Police will review the footage and notify any students they can identify that were secretly filmed. 32-year-old Frederick Whites is in custody, accused of stealing the ID of an alumni to install the cameras. Police say Whites is spotted on surveillance, leaving numerous bathrooms around the time they think those cameras were installed.
And the Utah Air National Guard announcing today that one of their airmen has died unexpectedly while serving in Guam. ABC4's Northern Utah correspondent Kate Garner reporting in Roy, where the airman's family lives, and has more details.
The Roy community has a special relationship with the Air Force and with those who serve in the military as a result of being so close to Hill Air Force Base. And when they lose one of their own who's serving in the military, they go out of their way to make sure the family is taken care of. This is Tech Sergeant Burton Patrick Jungle, his wife Kaylee, and their beautiful daughter. Both serve in the military. The Utah Air National Guard says Tech Sergeant Jungle had an unexpected medical emergency on November 25th while stationed in Guam and died in the hospital 4 days later. The Jungles are transplants to Roy, but have made family there, like their friend, Addie Williams, who started a GoFundMe and Amazon wishlist to help Kaylee, who is pregnant with her second child.
My husband's in the military as himself, so as he is soon to deploy too, it was heartbreaking. I wouldn't know what to do as a mother, and she's pregnant.
The Utah Air National Guard will release information for the graveside services once those services have been scheduled. Reporting in Roy, Kate Garner, ABC4 News.
Governor Spencer Cox and multiple state and executive agencies completing Utah's coordinated action for water. Think of it as a roadmap for the future of water conservation here in our state.
ABC4's Allie O'Rulian live at the Utah State Capitol, where she talked to multiple agencies about the story. Allie?
Yeah, so it's 112 pages of detailed data and descriptions about issues and solutions in our state for our water crisis. But it really boils down to 4 key things. And that's improving water infrastructure, water conservation, improving agriculture, water usage, and in making sure that our watershed is healthy. Now, the Department of Natural Resources saying water conservation needs to be a priority for state funding with things like secondary water meters, agriculture water optimization, and turf buyback. This also includes watershed health, which in turn means protecting our mountains and forests. And when it comes to the quality and availability for drinking water, the report says we need need to invest nearly $2 billion into our aging water infrastructure to improve and sustain our water systems, especially with population growth projected in our state. This being done in an effort to persuade legislators to make educated laws about water.
But our job is to make sure that the water can go where it needs to go in a way that's sustainable long term, so we can meet the growth, we can help continue to maintain and grow agriculture, and we can maintain our environment.
I'll have more on this story tonight on ABC4 News at 6 p.m. Reporting live in Salt Lake City at the Capitol, I'm Allie O'Rulian, ABC4 News.
Allie, thank you. Students from Midvale Middle are working on quilts and blankets during this season of giving. Utah joining in on the nationwide Homeless Memorial Blanket Project, sending 10 blankets to the U.S. Capitol to debut on the shortest day of the year. Then the handmade items will head to people experiencing homelessness, those in dire need of warmth, as December 21st marks the first day of the season that can threaten the lives of those without homes. For some kids participating, it's a concern they know firsthand.
Many of these students have experienced homelessness themselves, so they really understand the importance of helping folks out.
Children are the fastest growing population of unhoused people in the country. It's the first time Utah students will get to participate in this nationwide effort.
All right, and we want to remind you that if you would like to get in the gift of giving, the ABC4 News team is helping Toys for Tots gather donations to brighten up the holidays for children in need. So how can you help out? You can drop off a new and unwrapped toy or gift for toddlers to teens 15 years of age to any Papa Murphy's location, or even right here at the ABC4 News station until December 18th.
Lawmakers want to go after cyberbots buying up holiday gifts. I'm Basil John reporting in Washington. Why Democrats and Republicans say these bots are ruining the season.
And there's a live look at Logan, one of the areas under the winter storm warning that was upgraded in the last hour. We've got accumulating snow on the way. I'll tell you when and how much in Utah's most accurate forecast.